Hello, welcome to Finger Gym to Go. My name is Miss Lisa and I'm with the Virginia Beach Public Library. As you know, Finger Gym to Go works on developing coordination and strengthening the muscles in our hands. So all of our activities are chosen with that in mind. Our theme this month is monsters for October. So let's go ahead and see what's in our kit.
All right, so these are our crafts for our October monster themed Finger Gym to Go kit. We've got some monster feet with claws and Velcro. If your child doesn't want them to be on their feet, they can be claws for their hands, whatever they're comfortable with. We have a monster friend here where we're going to be doing some lacing and some coloring if they want to. Also tying knots. And we have a monster mask where they're going to either be doing cutting or ripping and gluing and coloring. So these are our October monster themed crafts for Finger Gym to Go. All right, so this is our monster feet activity, and we're going to dump this out and see what we have in here. That's everything. All right, so I've got some triangles made out of felt. Everybody's kit has different colors. These are purple and they look like toenails or claws. We've got our cardstock feet, and we've got some different colors of paper to rip up. Everybody will have different colors, so cutting or ripping is fine. And we should also have somewhere in here 2 pieces of Velcro for each foot. So they're already Velcroed together here, and they've got a peely sticky back here. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do is, if your child wants to put them around their foot, you're going to want to just, check to make sure you get it so that it's secure and not too big and flopping around. If they want to put them on their wrist, same thing, just make sure that you measure that. And once you get it in a good position, you got your 2 pieces of Velcro here, and you're just they can peel, or you can do this part if you want, because this part has the little hooks in it. So it's up to you, and you're gonna put 1 piece here on the top, and then you're gonna put the other piece, I'm gonna just make sure it's matched up there. You're gonna peel that. This part is the soft part if they wanna help you peel that off, grip and peel, and you're going to just put that on the bottom so that they line up just like that. And Velcro is fun for them because it's a fun thing to pull. It makes a funny sound. So they might like that. And a lot of things that we do in daily life, we have to kind of pull things apart. So it's a fun thing to work on. And so you're going to do that for both of these feet or claws, whatever you want them to be. Peel, stick, and peel, and stick. And I'm not going to do both of the feet today. I'm just going to do one to give you an idea. All right, so whichever order you decide you want to do this in is fine. Some kids are going to want to put their toenails on first, and some kids are going to want to do their cutting first. Just to let you know in advance, it's a lot of cutting. They may get tired halfway through, so it's okay to rest. They can practice cutting in a straight line, or if they want to cut shapes, they can cut shapes however they want to do it. It doesn't have to be done in a certain way. If you have a child who's just learning to use scissors, you may just want them to practice cutting in a straight line. If you have a child who has been using the scissors for a while and they want to practice cutting a shape or a circle, they can do that. If you don't have scissors available, you can just have them practice ripping, tearing and ripping, because that is also an important skill. So Both are fine, however you decide to do it. Gives it a nice texture too. All right, so once you have enough, which I'm not going to do the whole foot, I just want to give you an idea, then you can start gluing. So you can use either the stick of glue or the squeezy glue. Both of these have benefits, so neither one is better or worse for this craft. It's just what you want to use. If you use the stick of glue, your child will be practicing gripping, just like they would with a writing utensil. And it's also makes it very easy to see how much pressure they're putting on. So if you need to help them adjust how much pressure they're applying, then you can easily see based on the glue how they're doing that. Some kids press very lightly, and you just need to help them press a little bit harder, and tell them to use that glue very liberally. And then other kids press way too hard, and so you have an opportunity to just kind of say, oh, lighten up a little bit with the pressure on this, and you can help correct that for them. If you're using the glue, the classic school glue, they're using their hand muscles here, and they're squeezing, and sometimes, as you know, it's very difficult to get the glue out. So, and sometimes it's easier than other times to get the glue out. So they could really get a workout from this school glue if you're at the bottom of the bottle here. All right, so then they can just match up their triangles and put on their toenails. I'll just put all of my toenails on here so they can get an idea of what it'll look like. It won't be perfect. Everybody's will look different, and that is okay. All right, so I've got the beginning of my monster feet over here, or monster claws, whatever they want to use them for. If you have stuffed animals like a teddy bear that's pretty big, you can put them on the teddy bear and dress them up in a costume. So some different ideas there. That is our monster feet cutting and pasting craft. All right, our next activity is the Monster Friend yarn wrapping activity. This is what he looks like. These aren't glued down. They are laced in there, so however you want to do it. If you want to do that, you can. If you want to glue them down, you can do that too. It's up to you. All right, so you have the Ziploc, and let's dump everything out and see what we've got here. All right, so we have our, some different types of yarn here. I think it's pre-taped on the back for us. Yes, so it's pre-taped, so we don't have to tie any knots. We can just get started because this guy's super cute. And he's got these notches here, so we're not lacing like we have done in the past. It's just a twist on this. They are notches, so we're gonna try and fit them in the notches here. So the yarn, if you have two pieces, they don't have to go in the same direction. That's up to you and your child. They can wrap around as much as they want to. If you want to make a pattern, that is okay. But they're holding this and then they're wrapping it around, and there's quite a lot of yarn here. So they're working on their coordination skills as they're holding with one hand and wrapping with the other. This part could take a little while. And if they need to stop, they can, and then come back to it. There is a lot of yarn. Their arms might get tired. And if they want to make a pattern, that's okay. If they don't want to make a pattern, that's okay too. And then when you're done with this, you have a couple options. You can either tuck the yarn in, or you can tape it or glue it down, or you can practice tying a knot somewhere. I'm just gonna tuck this in because there's a lot of yarn there. So he's yarn wrapped, We've also got these, which can be horns or eyebrows or ears or whatever you want them to be, and different mouths and eyes. So it's up to you and your child if they want to color these in. I'm going to go ahead and color mine in. It's a good opportunity to practice with their writing utensils, and these actually have different designs, so it's a good opportunity to practice coloring in the lines. If they can't color in the lines yet, that is perfectly okay. Alright, so I'm going to practice coloring in the lines and controlling my pencil or my crayon or marker. And see, I'm just moving my finger here. If your child is just learning, they might kind of move their whole arm. So that's okay. As we practice with the crayons and the markers, we get a little bit more control over our pressure that we're applying and our grip and how we are able to move the crayons or markers. All right. So if they want to, they can just tuck these in. That is okay. If they want to glue, again, it doesn't matter which type of glue they use. Either one is fine. I'm going to glue my eyes down. And also, it doesn't matter what order they do this in. So if your child wants to do the coloring part first and glue the eyes and mouth and ears or horns or whatever they decide they're going to be, if they want to do that part first, that is fine. There's no right or wrong way to do this craft. I'm going to just tuck the mouth in. And then I'm going to make these some curly horns. There we go. Boop. And it kind of looks like an elephant monster to me. So anyway, so now they have a little monster friend, and he's kind of 3D looking because this mouth is tucked in there like that. So that is our yarn wrapping exercise and coloring exercise for our monster craft. Okay, so our last activity is a monster mask. It might look a little bit like this. Again, we're going to be focusing on ripping, tearing, and practicing with our crayons, markers, or pencils to color in the different pieces here, and doing some gluing too as well. Okay, so you can have an orange envelope. Let's pull it out and see what we have. We've got our cardstock monster face, and we've got some different tissue paper. You may have different colors than I have. And then we've got our craft stick. And I think that's it. All right, so whatever order you want to do this is fine. If you want to do the coloring first, you can. If you want to do the ripping and gluing first, you can. I'm going to go ahead and do my coloring first. And again, this is a great opportunity to color in the lines. If your child is not coloring in the lines yet, that is okay. That'll come in time. They're going to be practicing their grip and how much pressure they're putting. You can see right here that I'm putting a lot of pressure on because you see my little pieces of crayon. So you can go ahead and help them adjust their grip. You can help them adjust the amount of pressure that they're using as they're coloring. If you see that they're coloring very lightly, they may not be putting enough pressure on. So I'm going to just color in real quick my horns here. And they can color in as much as they like. They don't have to color in the whole thing. Some of them may not want to have, one color throughout. They might want to put little pieces of tissue paper up here or over here, so that's up to them. Okay, so tissue paper, we're going to be ripping and scrunching. This is a fun part of this craft. Ripping. The pieces can be as big or as little as they want. Some children will have big pieces and paste them on like this and layer them, and that is okay. And then other children will want to crumple up their tissue paper and practice their pinching and scrunching. And their balls of tissue paper might be really tight. So it's just up to your child what their preferences and how they want their monster to look. So just rip, tear, rip and tear, and it's a lot of fun for them to do this. And ball that up, pinch their fingers together, and squeeze, squeeze. Alright, so when they have as much of that done as they want, because there's quite a bit of tissue paper there, they may not want to use all of it, and that's okay. Again, we'll take our glue, and it doesn't matter whichever glue you want to use is fine. And they can just kind of pick how they want the pieces to go on. Everyone's will look different depending on how they ripped their paper. You get different textures here. They can experiment with that. And also layering, if you have different colors of tissue paper, what happens. So I'm not going to do the whole thing. This is just to give you an idea of what it looks like. And then when you're done, you're going to take your craft stick and you can put a little bit of glue on here and stick it on. And wait a little bit so that it dries. If you need to, you can also put some tape on the back to tape it on if you don't want to wait that long. You can do that. So, and then it'll be kind of a monster mask where you just hold it up and it has a place for them to look out through. And that is our monster mask with ripping and scrunching up the tissue paper and gluing. And again, working on coloring skills this time around. Okay, so we have monster feet or claws. We have a monster friend. And we have a monster mask. And I put lyrics in here for the monster pokey, which I adapted from Tell Me a Story's website. They had dragon pokey on here. And that is based on the hokey pokey. So the hokey pokey is wonderful. You can change those lyrics to fit whatever your child is interested in. So if they like ducks, you can make a duck pokey, or if they like unicorns, you can make a unicorn pokey. So I've got the monster pokey here that mentions claws and scaly feet and a scary face. So if your child wants to put these on and put their mask on and do the monster pokey, they can. If they want to do the monster pokey with their monster friend here, they can do that. Or if they want to put their feet on like a stuffed animal that they have, stuffed animal friend, and do the monster pokey with their stuffed animal, that's a fun thing to do too.
That's all we have for today. Thank you for joining us this month. I hope that you will send us some pictures of your crafts. You can message those to us on Facebook at Virginia Beach Public Library, or you can tag us on Instagram at VBP Library. Bye!